Good morning, Mr. MAKAKIS.
Good morning, Kay.
May I call you George?
You certainly can.
George, thank you for inviting me to your property to give you an appraisal for selling and for leasing the property.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my understanding is that you are looking for a return on an investment.
Yes.
So you would like to know the return you would get on... What would you... May I ask you what you would do with the proceeds from the sale of the house?
Proceeds of the sale of the house, I'll pay off the mortgage.
Yes, and then you would have a balance.
Yes.
Where are you going to be moving to? What are your relocation plans?
This is an investment property. I'm not living in the property at the moment. I wanted to lease the property.
Are you not living in it?
No.
Okay, sorry, just one moment. All right, what amount of rental are you receiving here?
We're getting $350 a week.
And your property consists of your property is a home?
It's a 2-bedroom unit with 2 bathrooms.
2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, a small courtyard, a single garage.
Yes.
Additional parking in the front.
Yes.
And you're presently earning $350 a week.
Yes.
I need to go through our residential premises condition report.
Yes.
To give the agency the information on the condition of the property and what it does offer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we check things like the paintwork, the ceilings, the general repair and maintenance on the property, the flooring and so forth. So I will go through all of those things in this report.
Yes.
And when we are doing the valuation or the assessment on the price that the property could be sold for, we take that into account, as well as the properties being sold in the surrounding areas.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 properties that have just sold in your street, and they have been, one was sold for $590,000 and the other was sold for $430,000.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a severe price difference, probably because of repair and maintenance or the general condition, but they may not have the one that sold for the lower price does not offer the outside courtyard or the outside parking, the additional parking. Mm-hmm. And as you know, there's been a decline in property prices in Australia over the past 18 months, and the expectation is that properties will decline over this coming year by another 7%.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be taking that into account for our assessment as well. What price are you looking to sell for? What expectation do you have?
I'd be looking at $500,000 plus.
500,000 plus commission.
Plus something higher than $500,000.
Something higher than $500,000. And at $350 a week, you're earning $18,200 per annum,
Yes.
gross income, which is a return of 3.6%.
Mm.
What bond do you have? What mortgage bond do you have on the property?
I don't understand your question.
What is the finance on the property at the moment?
Oh, the mortgage?
Yes, the mortgage.
The mortgage at the moment is $400,000. It's costing me.
It's costing you $26,000 per annum.
Interest.
Interest. Yes. And yet your earnings are, what did I say?
18,000.
18,000.
That's why
So
we need to sell the property.
yes, exactly. So look, my assessment would be, after looking at the various documentation at other properties and doing a comparative market analysis, and I have personal knowledge of the other properties in the street that have been sold, I would assess your property at $500,000 in the current market.
Right.
Now, would you be prepared to accept?
Can we get more than 500,000 for it?
I would expect an offer to come in at just under $500,000 for your property. I'm happy to put it on in excess of $500,000, but as you know, the market works on the websites. People put in the amount that they can afford to purchase.
Sure.
If you're just slightly over $500,000, you will miss out on all those buyers who will only go to $499,000. So it might or might not. It may not work out like that, but it might work out that you will miss out on those buyers because they're not looking in that price range. So my recommendation would be to put it on actually at $499,000. But I'm happy to market it in excess of $500,000, and let's see what we can do.
That'd be good. How quickly could it sell, do you think?
Well, if you put it on at the right price, we will sell it within 6 weeks. If it goes on at the wrong price, it might take a bit longer, because there might be a period where we have to go through the reduction price, reducing the price. But I'm happy to try for you. And so, what would you like? What sort of excess over 500,000 would you look at?
An extra 25,000.
All right, I'd put it on at 525. Is that inclusive of our commission? Our commission is 3%.
Inclusive. It's
Inclusive of our
price
commission.
of the property.
All right. Right, well, I have the sole mandate with me, the exclusive sole mandate.
Yes.
I've made it out for the amount of $525,000.
Yes.
You'll be required to complete a property condition report and the vendor's Section 32 certificate, the vendor certificate.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
I don't have anything else.
If you'll just give me one moment. Our marketing plan for the property would be to place the marketing onto all the websites, such as realestate.com, domain.com. We will use flyers. We will have brochures printed for show days. We will use show days and show days boards, pointer boards. We would have to agree those times with your present tenant. And tell me, in terms of the lease that's in place at the property, when does that expire?
3 months' time.
All right. And I would like a copy of that lease to bring that to the buyer's attention and to keep on our files. I'll also need the ordinary documentation that you know is required in terms of your ID. Are you an Australian citizen?
Yes.
Your proof of residence. You say you don't live at the property, so I'll need to know where you live and all your personal details.
Sure.
The information we use to assess the price on the property is downloaded from the websites where we are members. We can get all the property details. including your name, your address, and all your personal information, what you paid for the property, what the mortgage bond is at the moment, and what the details of the property, and all the surrounding properties that have sold in the last 2 or 3 years. So that's our source document. None of your private information is available to any other person except our principal, who is K. Ryan Properties International, and the agent who is dealing with the property, or an agent or an agent's representative who might be assisting. But none of your private information will be disclosed to anything outside the agency. It will be kept in a secure electronic file. The access is secured by password and is only available with the authority of the principal. So we have come to agreement then. You've signed the mandate, we've done the condition report, you've got the vendor certificate, and we've got all your personal information. And we will send a photographer to the property, and we'll put up signage at the property. I will contact the tenant and make arrangements with the tenant for viewings and for show days, and get his permission to bring prospective buyers to the property. Now, in terms of the current lease, you say you're getting $350. If we were to get a higher rental for you, in other words, if we were to market for a tenant, simultaneously marketing for sale at a higher price, what would be an acceptable higher price in terms of letting the property?
Enough to cover the interest on the mortgage.
So that was 26. That would be $500 a week.
It'd be good to get that. I don't know that you'll get that.
I can probably say that I can guarantee you won't get $500 a week on a property that was earning $350.
That's right.
So look, let's go on to the sales route and let's see what happens with that. And then we can consider other options after a week or so. Thank you very much for meeting with me, and we will be in touch with you every second or third day to inform you, and I'll give you a copy of the marketing that we're going to put place, which we will ask you to agree to. And I'll keep you informed of any inquiries and any buyers we take to the property, any interactions with the tenant, and I'll be in touch with you regularly.
Okay.
Thank you.